Hello, I'm KG Wosho, Netzreporter for 2012, and we are here at the ADC Festival with Arthur Potts Dawson, and he has a chain of ideas ranging from the Acorn House to the People supermarkets, and we are here with him today, and he's going to talk to us a little bit more about his ideas. Okay, welcome, Arthur.
Thank you very much.
How is it like being here at this festival?
Well, I arrived like an hour ago. I had no idea what it was, but I can now tell it's creative, artistic, and yeah, it's great ideas. So I've come to share some of my ideas here.
Okay, so, first idea we want you to talk about with us. I know the restaurants is quite a past thing, or not so recent thing, but can you tell us about the Acorn House restaurant that you opened a while ago?
Yeah, okay, so Acorn House restaurant was an idea I had about 6 years ago, and the whole idea of Acorn House was to teach the new wave of chefs coming into the industry how to approach food from a more environmental, ecological standpoint. So we didn't throw anything into landfill. All of our food waste was turned into compost. We had, almost every single thing that was delivered had no packaging. We used no chemicals. We used microfibers and cold water, and I think that we kind of changed the way restaurants need to be looked at, because up until that point, no one was really looking at urban restaurants and the impact that they have on a global kind of spectrum. And so it was all about creating local restaurants, thinking locally but acting globally. And so it's all about food chain, food supply, the logistics, electric vehicles. It just went on forever.
And I saw the video of the Acorn House, and I was amazed that every single thing there was, made, was very eco-friendly. And has that altered your perspective of the world just by being this oriented towards the environment?
I suppose one of the issues is that if you begin a journey, i.e. recycling or composting or anything that you start to think through to its optimum point, it's like a chain of dominoes. As soon as you start that chain running, you can't stop it. If you stop it, then I think that you'll probably be guilty of acting ignorantly. So of course, once I started to roll down that hill, it all became, well, if I'm going to recycle, then I have to refuse, and if I refuse, then I have to reuse, and so all of a sudden, it's about tearing the lid off a whole new can of worms.
I like that motto: reuse, refuse, recycle, and the fourth one. There must be a fourth.
There is a fourth one. I'll tell you what it is in a minute.
Later, I can't remember. But I like that motto. What is your next important motto, and if you can say it in such a brief sentence that is catchy like that?
I'm cutting recycling completely out of the picture now. It's all a little bit make, do, and mend, I think is the new one. Don't throw it away, fix it.
I like that.
Yeah, make, do, and mend. Yeah.
But how exportable is that to other countries where consumer societies encourages waste and encourages buy, and waste? How can you export that to other parts of the world?
It's tricky. A lot of the world is now developing in a way that Europe developed over 200 years ago, especially Great Britain. With the Industrial Revolution came, advancements in, consumption of energy beyond anybody's, mind state. Now, places like China and India are developing in exactly the same way as we did 200 years ago. So they are using carbon to develop the way their industrial revolution. So the problem is that they have to go through that cycle to come out the other end and realize, wow, we just consumed half of the planet's resources. Where do we go now? They're going to be looking for ideas. So in a small country like Britain, we have to be forward thinking. We have to think, out of the energy spectrum, out of the waste spectrum. We have to look at new ways of doing it and create a new industrial revolution where the people in China and India will look this way to say, okay, we're taking modern technology with very old ideas and blending the two together so that we can track food from where it's come out of the ground, don't throw it away, use all of the energy that we're creating to consume. Throwing any of it away should become a crime. So I think that we can industrialize in a more modern way, and that way other countries will be able to watch us and say, oh, do you know what? They came through that 200 years ago and now they're looking at something new, so we need to follow.
And that's a good concept, I guess. That's the development of eco-friendly, because people think development only comes in technology or whatever, but really they should follow us in this way as well. But like we said earlier as well, people don't observe the obvious. People don't observe the fact that, hey, I'm wasting this much. But at the same time, it's not so attractive to be green. Like people say, oh, you know, Arthur is a green chef. And then they think, okay, maybe for vegetarians or for something. How can you, would you like to change that image, or is it something that you think should be the pioneer of this industry?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there's a certain sense of pioneering, but I think that for everything that people think is special, or, you know, a bit like the organic movement 5 years ago, 10 years ago, organic, actually it drove itself into the ground. So you have to be careful as to be seen as a pioneer, because people think that the pioneering spirit at some stage finishes. So I think it needs to be an evolving, ever-changing, reactionary spirit. And I think that, you know, I'm sitting here accidentally. You know, it's just the fact that I started to think about food in a different way that I'm sitting here at all. Otherwise, I'd just be in the kitchen, you know, cooking every day. So as soon as I started to give my opinion about food, I mean, I've been a chef for 25 years. And I think that 25 years is just literally an apprenticeship for what's to come. And so it's taken me 25 years to be sitting here next to you.
Something special is coming up tomorrow. Would you like to tell us what that is? Something is being launched tomorrow. So you need to tell our viewers what that is.
I nearly forgot that. Yeah, so my book, I've been writing a book now for 9 months, and the book is called Eat Your Veg. And in England, we shorten the word vegetable to veg. So Eat Your Veg, and it's not about vegetarian cooking per se. It's about increasing the amount of vegetables that you eat, decreasing the amount of meat you eat, and when you do eat meat, if you do, increasing the quality. So less quantity, we don't need to eat so much meat, better quality, better animal husbandry, and through that we'll have less of an impact on the planet. So, but you know, this is more about delicious food. So yeah, eat your veg. Buy it tomorrow.
And yep, so you've heard it straight from the man himself. Book comes out tomorrow. And so any last words before we close this interview?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm here to give a talk, a lecture, and so fingers crossed that it's going to be any good. Inspiring. Yeah. Inspiring
and all. Well, wish you all the best with that. Thank you so much for stopping by here. And this is Arthur with me, KG, here today at Netzreporter. Thank you very much.